Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Getting everything situated again, trying to make sure the technology is working. Just like with every week, the prop that you're going to need today is something to sit on. I would definitely suggest to also have a rolled up blanket with you today. We're going to be doing um, a practice that's a little bit different than what I normally share because I like to normally focus on these long, deep breathing routines, more of a calming, restorative way to move emotions and move stagnant energy through the body. But today we are going for a bit more of a vigorous practice. And here's my reasoning why. So we are getting to a place where things are changing every day. We are doing our best to adapt to those changes, to be there for the people in our lives as they are adapting through these changes. And we're getting to a time where I think we're seeing that this is really going to be a marathon more than it's a sprint. And after a while of going through the process of what this pandemic is bringing to us, you may have started really strong. You may have been in a place where you feel like you had your shit together, you're getting everything done, you have this sort of like front up, you're there for your friends, you're connecting, you're reaching out to people. But some of that can still start to manifest and start to hang out in your body when you're maybe over functioning or you're being in that place where you're still being that ideal person in relationship with each other. You may start to notice that even if you are there for other people, your back may start hurting quite a bit because you're doing so much with your heart. You're doing so much because you want to care and put things out there and provide and give. And that's great, but it still starts to have a toll on the body. On the other hand, if you have been having difficulty showing up for people in your life, if you have been maybe taking an avoidance route beyond what CDC and local governments have suggested from a social distancing standpoint, if you feel like you're not able to deal, if you feel like you're not able to put your best foot forward, if you are experiencing shame because you're not really digging the identity that you are connected with right now. So, like, maybe you're starting to get frustrated and snap on people. Maybe a bit of your anger is coming out in ways that you don't want it to, or situations that you don't want it to. All of that stuff is hanging out in the lower triangle. It's hanging out and maybe coming out sideways in ways that show up when we're experiencing fear, guilt, or shame. So, too long didn't read. We're going to do some vigorous movements today. We're going to do a Sakriya workout to get all of that energy basically transformed from the lower triangle up, move all of that stagnant energy out, and then we're going to end with like a, hey, Mike, we're going to end with a very calm, sweet meditation for calm heart again, so that once we get all of that energy out, all of that heavy stuff that we don't want hanging out, we can still work on our own breath, connect to our breath, work on our judgment with how we are showing up both for ourselves and people in our lives. So get your rolled up blanket ready, maybe get a glass of water. I've got one here because this one is going to generate quite a bit of heat. So we'll go ahead and just center ourselves and tune in before we get started. We'll have some brief warm-ups too, just to warm up the legs, warm up the shoulders a little bit so that when we're in those positions, we're not going to be sort of fighting any unnecessary tension that isn't already there to begin with. So go ahead and bring yourself into a seated cross-legged position, just grounded here, and start to connect to your breath, turning that gaze inward and upward at the third eye. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And let's just do 3 rounds of deep sighs through the mouth. So inhale deeply. Exhale through the mouth. 2 more. Good. Bring that breathing in and out to the nose now. Just focusing on making this a smooth rhythm between the ups and the downs. As we're breathing here, we notice in the body on the inhale, feel those ribs widen out to the side, expanding out. On the exhale, feeling the spine lengthen as we elongate from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of the head. Use this time to scan the body, to notice where there may be any sticky bits that we need to work through today. Just overall checking in with your space. So now that you've had a moment to see where you're at, bring those hands to heart center. Begin rubbing the palms together briskly here. Take a moment in this process to set an intention for today's practice. So today, when we're focused on getting rid, releasing those heavy emotions, pushing it all out, making space for connection with those around us. When that word or that phrase has entered your mind, take a second to find stillness here. Pressing those palms together just slightly, feeling the knuckles against the sternum. Here we'll tune in 3 times with the Adi mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Pull up on root lock. Squeeze those muscles. Visualize that energy spiraling from the base of the spine up through the crown of the head. Before it's uncomfortable, exhale slowly through the nose. Bring those hands down, either to the knees or onto the ground if you need some more grounding energy. And again, just take a moment here, keeping that gaze inward and upward at the third eye, to witness your space here. Check in with your body. Notice where you still may be carrying some tension. And also notice where your breath and your chanting and that vibration may have already created a bit of expansion. Good. Okay, when you're ready, you can blink your eyes open. We're going to begin our warm-ups here. So let's bring ourselves onto hands and knees on our mat for a little bit of cat-cow. You want to start to begin by warming up the spine here. So the knees directly underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulder blades. If you have any type of wrist injuries or any type of tension or feel pain here, you can also make the hands into fists and use this to help support you here. So we'll just begin moving at your own pace. On the inhale, drop the belly, bring the chin and the chest up. On the exhale, push the ground away, arch up that back. Use powerful belly breaths here. Just begin warming up the spine. If you're already beginning to experience some mental chatter, you can start to mentally vibrate Sat, S-A-T, on the inhale, and Nam, N-A-M, on the exhale. Truth is my identity, is what Sat Nam means. Just to anchor yourself in. So when those thoughts begin to take us away from the body, away from this experience of here and now, it's a way to ground back in, get back to that scanning, focus in on our space. Good. On your next exhale, stay rounded in this position just long enough to get an inhale. Feel a little bit deeper into the stretch with that breath. On your next exhale, come down onto the heels. Bring the forehead to the mat for child's pose. Yogi's choice, you can either keep the hands outstretched in front of you to get some more stretch through the shoulder blades, or you can let the arms rest down by the side. Take a few moments here to do some long, deep breathing. Feeling that breath fill the back of your body, through the back of the shoulder blades, back and sides of the ribs, the lower back. You might even feel it in the back of the legs. On your next exhale, take a moment here to release with your breath any interaction that's been on your mind, any emotion that may be sticking there that you'd like to release. Breathe it out into your mat.
Next, inhale, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Use those palms to push yourself up slowly so that the head is the last thing to rise. Come off of the heels, bringing the legs out in front of you. Do a little bit of bouncing the legs, a little bit of windshield wiper movements here, a little bit of flexing the feet. So when we flex, we want to flex from the tip of the toes all the way up to the top of the hips. I'm going to feel it in the length there. Warming up the legs just a bit, because we want to get a stretch in the back of the leg. So depending on how tight you're feeling today, you may want to put a rolled up blanket or a prop underneath the knees, just when we begin to do a little bit of forward bend. So we're going to lean forward on the inhale and come back up on the exhale, trying to keep that spine lengthened, trying to keep that chest lifted. We don't want to round in and cave here. So inhale, move forward, exhale, move back. If you can go all the way down and hit your nose to your toes, go for it. But if you are maybe a bit more like me and not quite getting there, just be really compassionate with where you are today. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Once you start to warm up a little bit, if that's starting to feel a little bit looser for you, you can always take the blanket out from underneath. Good. Okay. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Bring those legs so that they're just a little bit wider this time. Still focused on keeping that booty flat against the ground. So if you need to pull the fleshy parts underneath, go ahead and do that. We're going to do the same movement here, inhaling down, exhaling up, but we're going to do alternate legs this time. So if you want to spread your legs wide, wide, wide into splits, go for it. If you need it to be a little bit further in, again, just trust what feels good to you. We do want to get a stretch. We want to challenge ourselves just a little bit. We do not want to be creating any pain here. Really focus on feeling this stretch in the upper backs of the legs, the hamstrings, where the hamstrings meets the booty. Good, we're almost there. Good, inhale up to center. Exhale. Bring the legs in so that we're in a cross-leg position now. Hands on top of the shoulders, fingers in front, thumbs in back. We'll do a little bit of twisting here. So keep the elbows parallel to the ground. We'll inhale as we twist to the left. Exhale as we twist to the right. Making sure that that breath is originating from the belly, originating from the diaphragm, using that breath to power your movements. Really opening up the heart center here, working on those back shoulder blades. Be mindful that you're keeping the elbows lifted. Good. Inhale to center. Exhale, lower down. Bring the hands on top of the knees. Begin to rotate the nose up as we rotate the neck. Down, exhale, any direction that you'd like. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Working on releasing that tension in the neck. Working on opening and balancing the heart chakra here and the throat chakra. Good. On that next exhale, take a moment to pause at the bottom of your rotation and then begin rotating in the opposite direction. Still inhaling as we move up and exhaling as we rotate down. Release any tension in the shoulders here. Relax the jaw, relax the muscles on the face. Trying to settle into softness here. Good. Slowly begin to make your circles smaller and smaller. Until you get to a neutral position at center. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Very good. You can blink your eyes open. Water. So for today's Kriya, we're doing Sat Kriya workout. I've got a little bit of music here that I'm trying to play for myself because for these sort of vigorous Kriyas, if I can get anything that's sort of like similar to if you're going to the gym and you're just pumping stuff and you're like really going at it, you want something that's kind of high paced to keep you going through. So I've got something here. I'm not sure how well it comes across. So if you want to put some more music on, go ahead and do that. Or if you're just up for the full mental challenge today, then I totally commend you. You are a warrior. So we're gonna bring our pillow underneath our heels to move into Sakriya. If you need some padding for your knees. If not, and you're totally fine just sitting on rock pose and you don't need any additional cushion, that's totally great. What we're going to be doing today for Sakriya workout is we'll go basically back and forth. Sometimes we'll do Sakriya 2 times together in 2 rounds, but we're going to be going back and forth between Sakriya and frog pose. So we're really focusing on, like I said, that lower triangle, getting all of that stuck energy just released from there. So with Sakriya, we're doing the navel pumping, and we're pushing all of that energy upwards as we keep this up, and it rises up through the spine, stimulating that Kundalini feminine energy here to get everything moving. And then on frog pose, when we stand up and lift with the legs and doing the inversions, we start to bring all of that energy down towards the spine. We really get ourselves in a space where our heart is going to be over our head, and that allows us to get a lot of things into perspective. So we'll begin here in Sakriya. So we're seated on top of the heels here. The arms are going to come up overhead. The fingers are interlaced. The index fingers stay pointed up and thumbs crisscross, whichever way is more comfortable to you. So arms are up overhead. Bring those elbows in, bring those armpits in. We're twisting or turning inwards so that we're squeezing the head just a little bit. The neck is slightly down and back, or the chin is slightly down and back. The spine is elongated, chest is lifted here. And we're going to chant Sat Nam. So we'll begin now. Sat Nam, 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 Sat. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Pull up on root lock. Visualize that energy spiraling from the base of the spine up through the crown of the head. Exhale slowly through the nose. Bring the arms down. If you need to show some attention to your legs, if you need to come down and stretch them out, take a moment to do so. We're going to have about a minute's rest before we move into round 2 of that. So anytime we're doing Sakriya today, it's going to be at about 3-minute intervals. All right. So bring yourself back onto your heels if you had come off. Let's get back into the posture. Again, fingers are interlaced, index fingers are straight up, arms are overhead. That gaze is at the third eye. And we begin. Sit, nam, 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 sit, nam. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Apply Mula Bandha. So pull up on root lock. Squeezing that anal sphincter, sex organs. Move that energy up the spine, up through the head, up through the fingertips. Exhale, bring the arms down. Come down off of your heels into seated cross-legged position. We have one break in here now where we are going to interlace the fingers behind the neck, letting those elbows come out. Tendency is for them to drift back in. So keeping these out, keeping the heart center open now, doing a bit of long, deep breathing here. Releasing that tension in the shoulders, neck, and face. Focusing on opening up that heart center. With each inhale, we can feel that tension begin to rise in the body. With each exhale, we can just feel that tension wash away like warm water. You can do this, breathe through it. One more minute here. Good. Inhale deeply. Bring those arms up. Exhale, shake them out. Let them come down. Tend to your neck. Tend to any part of your body that may be stiff. When you're ready, we're going to make our way back into Sakriya. And we'll begin doing our rotations of going back and forth between Sakriya and frog pose. So seated up on the heels, bring those arms up overhead, squeeze those elbows and armpits in, chin is down and back, gaze is at the third eye. Sat, nam, 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 sat, nam. Inhale deeply. Roll up on root walk as you suspend the breath. Visualize that energy spiraling up from the base of the spine up to the crown of the head. Before it's uncomfortable, exhale slowly through both nostrils. Bring the arms down. Come down off of the heels. Take a moment here to rest. So you can keep the eyes open, you can keep them closed. Just want to check in with our space here. Allow the breath to do whatever it wants to do. Good. Okay, blink your eyes open. And we will get ready to move into frog pose. Now from here, we're going to begin moving back and forth between Sat Kriya and frog pose, although we will have a rest after each Sat Kriya. So for frog pose, you may want to get your blanket again, because how we're going to move is we'll have the feet at almost like a 45-degree angle, and the heels stay lifted throughout. So if this will be a bit difficult for you to sustain, you may want to put that blanket up underneath the heels to give you a bit of movement or a bit of cushion here. So the movement looks like this. On the exhale, the heels are going to stay together the entire time. On the exhale, we're down in this position. The hands are in front to help support you. On the inhale, we push up. The heels stay together, the heels stay lifted, and the nose comes in towards the knees. So from the side view, we're like this. Exhaling down, heels stay. Inhale, we come up, keep the heels lifted, and the nose comes as much towards the knees as possible. Okay? So we will just begin here. You will go at your own pace, do as many as you can until I tell you to stop, and we'll get into a forward bend to close here. So again, inhaling up, exhaling down. Good. Inhale, push up. Bring those heels apart. And then let's move into a forward fold just for a second. Staying grounded through all four corners of the feet here. If you're looking for some more stability, maybe just energetically squeezing the tops of the thighs together. Good. Okay, come down, back onto your heels. I'm going to move back into Sat Kriya from here. So seated on the heels, arms up overhead. Begin. Sit, no, 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 sit, no,
Sat Nam, 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 Sat Nam. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Pull up on Mulaband. So pull up on that root lock. Visualize. Exhale through the nose. Bring those arms down. Come down off of the heels. And rest. Let your breath do whatever it would like to do. Notice where you're at. Notice where your body, again, feels any tension, where you may have some expansion. Are there any places that you feel lighter? Good. Inhale deeply here. Exhale completely. Bring yourself into the position for frog pose. So again, heels are together, feet are at about a 45-degree angle, palms in front, hands in front to support. We're down, exhale, pushing up on the inhale, begin. Keep those heels lifted as you lift.
Good. Last inhale. Move those heels apart. Settle into the forward bend here. Keep those knees soft. Give yourself as much bend as you need in those knees to make this comfortable. We don't want too much tightness coming through these hamstrings here. Good. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Come down into rock pose. Getting ourselves ready for Sakriya. Take a few more seconds here just to rest before we move into that next round. So just let your breath do whatever it would like to do. Beautiful. Okay, bring those arms up overhead. Fingers interlace, index fingers straight up, thumbs crossing. Bring that chin down and back. Bring that gaze up at the third eye. Sat, nam, 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 sat. Nam, sat, 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 nam, sat. Set, 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 set. Inhale deeply. Pull up on root walk as you suspend the breath. Exhale through both nostrils. Bring those arms down. You know what time it is. Frog pose. Heels together. Stay lifted. And begin. Last one, inhale up. Turn those heels out. Forward fold. Inhale deeply. Exhale, come back down. Stretch the legs out. Give them a little pop of the knees. Windshield wipers. Flex from the toes all the way up to the hips. All right, bring yourself back into rock pose. Seated on top of the heels. You're doing great. All right, bring those arms up overhead. Squeeze in those elbows and those armpits. Keep that gaze at the third eye. Sit, nam, 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 sit, nam. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Apply Mudra. Visualize that energy spiraling all the way up through the crown of the head. Exhale, bring those arms down. Final round of frog pose here. So whatever you've got left, really give it for this last one. Again, heels are together, they stay lifted. And we're inhaling as we push up. Last one, inhale up. Let those heels come apart, forward fold. Great job. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Come back down. Last round of Sakriya. So one more time in rock pose. On top of the heels. Take one more moment just to catch your breath. Notice where your body's at. Good. Bring those arms up overhead. Index fingers pointed straight up. Gaze at the third eye. Chin slightly down and back. Set, nam, 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 set. Nam set, 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 nam set. Nam set, 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 nam. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Pull up on root lock. Keep the posture intact as you exhale completely. Suspending the breath at the bottom. Also pulling up on root lock now. Good. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Let the arms come down. Let yourself come down off of your heels. We'll move into just a few minutes of our meditation and get you some time for relaxation as well. So if you have a cushion or you have a blanket or anything that you'd like to sit on, bring yourself onto that now in a cross-legged position so that you're comfortable. And we are going to practice the meditation for a calm heart today. So this one is practicing a bit of box breathing. We're going to inhale and work with our own boundaries here. So we're going to inhale deeply.
When we get to the top of the breath, we're going to suspend and hold it for as long as is comfortable. Then we're going to exhale completely through the nose. When we're at the bottom of the breath, we're going to suspend and hold it again until we're ready to inhale. Suspend and hold it as long as we can manage. Exhale, suspend, hold it as long as we can manage. And we'll just go from there. The mudra here is the left hand over the heart space. The right hand is resting next to the side in Gyan Mudra. So index finger and thumb finger touch. The rest of the fingers are lifted up almost as a pledge to yourself. So we're going to begin here, just at your own pace whenever you're ready. Inhaling deeply through the nose. Suspending the breath at the top, giving the chest a little flex there. When you're ready, exhaling completely, pushing all of that stagnant energy out of the belly, out of the diaphragm. Suspending at the bottom of the breath and moving on from there. With each suspension of the breath and in each exhale, it also gives us a moment to scan the body and again release any tension that we may be hanging on to. Beautiful. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Bring yourself lying down onto your back. For a few minutes of deep relaxation. All that work that you've put in today. Allow that energy to circulate and flow through. So let your feet spread as wide as your mat. Let your arms fall away from the sides of your body, palms facing up. Let your shoulders come away from the ears. Relax the tops of your feet, your ankles, calves and knees. Relax the thighs. As you relax the breath, relax the hips and belly, the lower back, the rib cage. Relax the shoulder blades as you sink deeper into your support. Relax the hands, relax the elbows. Relax the neck. Relax the jaw so that there's space between the teeth. The muscles on the face. The eyes behind the eyelids. Brow, forehead, scalp,
are all at ease. As you allow this energy to circulate, as you rest and integrate, your body heals its 3 trillion plus cells. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. As you return back to your body in this moment in time and space. Invite tiny movements into your fingers and toes. Begin to rotate the feet around the ankles and the hands around the wrists in all directions. And your next inhale, bring the feet together, bring the arms up overhead for a full body stretch. And the exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug, rock from side to side. Bring that lower back, those kidneys and those adrenal glands, a little massage. From here, rub together the palms of the hands, the soles of the feet briskly. Rub the tongue along the roof of the mouth, stimulating the body's energy centers and meridian points. From here, you can either rock and roll along the spine 3 times, or you can turn over to one side and push yourself up to come back to seated. And we will end here with the long time sunshine song. So again, when we're ending out today, focusing on your intention for releasing those heavy emotions, getting rid of any of that fear, guilt, or shame, connecting in a way that we'd like to with people in our lives who we're in relationship with. Visualize yourself, now that you've released this energy, what you would like to invite in. And when we sing the second time, visualize anything that you'd like to bring in for anyone that you know
or anyone that you have yet to meet. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And inhale to sing. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we be holy. May we feel light and free from the heavy emotions that may be carrying us and keeping us disconnected from ourselves and those in our life. Satnam. Satnam, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I'm hoping that this release is coming just in time, especially right before full moon that we've got coming up this week. So if you need any other help with releasing, hopefully you can return back to this video or any of the other ones that we have in our growing library. And I hope you the best. Thanks for joining. Satnam.